This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 1, The First Course.
Um,
Yeah, so the night kind of winds down.
Lenny's got brain freeze.
Oh, definitely, probably. You don't realize not to chug. You probably don't realize not to eat these things like in just one bite. So
Lenny's just gonna lay his head on the table and hold his head.
because that's the best thing to prevent a hangover right there is an ice cream headache.
Gadby, who has cure wounds, is just gonna pat him on the shoulder in the morning and walk away.
Yep. So, the night winds down. You get herded to the inn. The inn is very nice. It's probably one of the higher end inns that Gadby has actually been at.
Ooh.
Which is kind of weird for it being in this fishing village, but it's weird that like a 3-star Michelin restaurant is actually here too. So
They're expanding.
Yeah.
They're expanding.
But then again, you can also find like really high end restaurants in like the middle of Norway where there's nothing. But
You can? I wouldn't know. I've never been to Norway.
Yeah. Anyways. And you get up. Actually, you're woken up by basically breakfast in bed. And you all have your own individual rooms. This is really weird for a usual job because, most adventurers like save money, go into like the same like room or hostel where like there's shared sleeping quarters. No, Ordnance and Lenny, you both have your own beds. The beds are very comfortable. People bring you food when you wake up. I mean, this is cushy living right here.
Oh, I don't know what to do all of this.
And whoever's serving you bows and they say, you eat this and you drink this one.
I mean, everything's just so fancy and kind of strange to me is all.
Oh, Master Endulin wants the best for you before you go out on the job.
That's mighty fine of him. Lenny will enjoy his breakfast and then try and find a mirror so he can brush his teeth and horn.
There are like about 5 different mirrors in this place. There's actually an inlet in here for washing specifically with a mirror.
Oh, okay.
It's super fancy.
Yeah, Lenny's going to use that to brush his teeth and use the same brush to brush his horn.
Of course. Ordnance, how are you feeling about this like lavish everything?
I don't think Ordnance is very concerned, I guess, really by it. Like it's already so much that he's overwhelmed by it. My question was going to be, did they knock or did they just come in?
Oh, they probably just kind of came in.
Okay.
With a knock.
What would be a good startle check?
Ooh, let's do a wisdom saving throw. Let's just see if you can keep your wits about you.
And then the gun goes off.
Yeah. So, how do you wake up startled?
Well, I think that you said they walk in and kind of have a tray with them sort of deal.
Yeah, they like give that like quick little knock before they just open the door and they have a tray.
Right. So he rolls out the opposite side of the bed from the door and grabs his pack and pulls out his cannon and aims it at the door.
Oh no.
Are you gonna shoot?
No, I think this is just kind of a check You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of an intuitive thing. I don't think he'd shoot right away.
Okay. Yeah, they stand there, like, perfectly still. They're trying to keep, like, the most stoic face on. But you can tell that, you know, they're not too comfortable with this situation. And, room service?
What?
I-
What do you mean room service?
This is your wake-up call and your breakfast, and, the person, like, holds out their tray a little bit further so you can see it.
All right, I think upon noticing the tray, he'd lower the cannon.
It's for you. It's food.
If there's a table nearby, he'd just nod to it and leave it over there.
Wow.
And slowly and calmly, they set it on the table. And they don't, like, face away from you. They are, like, facing you the whole time. And they walk out backwards very slowly, very, very calmly, and close the door again.
And he'd
Just
get
to
up.
add,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I was he'd get up and walk immediately behind him, crack the door out, and kind of peek his head around.
And they're walking briskly away.
All right, he'd close the door and then grab the tray, go sit back on the bed.
That's what I was going to say. They probably like closed the door and quickly ran away.
Yeah.
To add to Lenny making people uncomfortable, he's going to hug the room service person.
Oh, Jesus.
They, like, just give you that, like, half-hearted odd hug back, like, okay.
A hug in the morning helps make everything better. That's what George always said.
They pat you just gently. I guess not on the back, because this is like a human female and you're 7 foot tall, so probably like, you know, lower back, just kind of like, okay, and they probably also walk backwards out of the room and close the door.
Very strange folk around here. I don't know why.
So the morning goes calmly. You're all given little packets of, like, basically some of the information that you were given last night. And Lenny, you're actually given a packet of pictures.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because Lenny wouldn't recognize things by how they look.
Yeah, it's pictures to help you identify what needs to be, like.
Okay, that's crocodile teal mushrooms. They taste really good when you dice them and you know, put a little oil with them when you cook. That's lemon weed. That's that water lotus thingy. Like the last one, he turns a few times. Oh, that's the dog fruit, pointy eared dog fruit person thing.
Yep. And
That's an owl bear, so I'm guessing they want a dead owl bear.
and the last one is like, it's a troll, but it looks like a nice version of a troll, you know.
Oh, that's
Someone
a
took
very
artistic
flattering picture.
liberties.
Yeah, some artistic liberties. Like, everything else is realistic except for, like, the owlbear and the troll. It's like, you know, they're a little bit cutesy-fied. You know, bigger eyes, always a smile.
Oh, that's adorable. Lenny is going to take a small piece of wood from his backpack and his wood carver's knife, and he's going to try and carve a small owl bear while he's in his room.
Okay, give me a check with your carver's tools. It's an okay carving. So.
I think that'll do. And he just leaves it on the counter for them, for whoever comes.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, it looks enough like an owlbear if you were trying to, like, get ultra detailed. It's not really that detailed, but it's like, it's a nice simple carving of an owlbear. One of the most terrifying creatures that could be in this universe, but, you know. At least it wasn't a Tarrasque, then it would be like, is this a death threat?
What is that thing? Oh, I saw that the other day.
What? Yeah. So, the morning is calm. You are once again like when it's about time to meet Gearbox at the launch pad. You're all herded by like servants or someone who works for Andy, and they get you there a little bit early. And um, yeah, probably none of you have seen a launch pad or any airstrips before, or a airship.
I mean, yeah, I have.
Oh,
If you remember.
oh, totally. Yes.
Yeah.
Totally have.
Lenny raises his hand.
And there's no one to answer like any questions for you right now, except for your companions.
What
Lenny
do you
would-
want, Lenny?
Lenny, with his arm still in the air, turns to Gadby and goes, "Do we have to worry about sky sneezes?"
He just goes to say something, closes his eyes, thinks better of it, and then looks at Lenny and goes, "What is that?
Oh, when the sky sneezes and it's really bright and loud.
You mean thunder and lightning?"
Yeah, I can do that too. Sky sneeze.
He looks at Lenny and just leans away slightly. By the by, there is also some like paperwork that is floating beside him. Because the the restaurant guy said to like have a list of things ready, and so he like wrote a list of things that he would want, and he cast the spell Invisible Servant to have someone carry it for him, because he can't be bothered. So that looks like there's paper that's just or Unseen Servant, and it's just like
Yeah.
floating there.
Actually,
so-
someone would probably have picked that up when they were herding you off, and everything that was on that list is probably like being shipped right now as you're standing there.
Got it.
Yeah.
And there's an Unseen Servant that is just trailing behind me that nobody knows
Yeah.
about.
There's an unseen servant, but they're unseen. So describe
Yes.
them for us now.
Well, no.
He is the most posh of all.
Yes, if only you could see him. He
Yeah.
is fabulous.
Yeah, so there's just rations and like stuff being loaded onto the airship. And after a few minutes of waiting, you see this small figure on a one of those rolly oh gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Mechanics use them all the time to like lay down underneath cars.
Dollies.
Yeah, a dolly. Gets up. He's a little tall for a gnome. And
Oh, it's a tiny folk. Hello.
hello? And he looks a little confused at you guys. This guy is not posh at all. He's like kind of covered in like oil. He has like basically a jumpsuit that has like little oil stains on it. He's holding a wrench, and he looks at you. Oh, are you guys working for Andulin?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, my
what
name's
was
Lenny.
his name?
Oh, I'm Gearbox. And he holds out a hand to like shake all your hands.
Oh no.
Lenny will shake his hand.
That's perfectly okay. The Unseen Servant shakes his hand.
I imagine Lenny shaking his hand is more like his hand encompassing his whole arm.
Yeah, basically. When the unseen servant shakes his hand, he kind of looks over at you, Gadby, and kind of gives you the really look, just like whatever.
Yeah,
He's
and
covered
ordnance.
in grease and shit. Gabby's not touching that.
Yeah, ordnance is all in this. This is his people.
Yeah.
Mechanic type, so definitely handshake.
Yeah. Once your mechanical hand actually reaches his hand, he kind of pulls it a little, and he's like, "Well, that's interesting."
Lenny's looking at the grease on his hand, sniffs it, and then like wipes it on his overalls.
You match now. You're twinses.
Can I cast Prestidigitation on Lenny? Because I can't be seen with plebs.
He's not going to stop you.
Yeah, sure. So you're creating what now?
Oh, just cleaning him up.
Oh,
Cleaning the grease off.
okay, yeah.
Oh, where'd it go? Lenny's like looking all over his overalls now, looking for the grease mark. It went away.
So yeah, Gearbox is looking at Ordnance and his like mechanical hand at least. Oh, you're the one who can help with the airship, right?
Yeah, I spent many years on an airship.
Roll that deception check on this dude. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay. Sure.
Look, can I tell you, I have no idea why he lies about these things, because he's terrible at lying.
I kind of think it's a pride thing. That's how I think about it.
That makes more sense, I think.
Yeah, he's like, oh, mechanical stuff. Yeah, I totes know the mechanicals.
I'll be honest. I don't like ships that much. I don't like going over the water.
Oh.
It makes me feel uneasy.
Don't worry, we're gonna be going over clouds. Up there.
Lenny looks all the way up, and he just starts getting pale. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Hey, it's okay. There's a giant open door you can puke out of. And he kind of like gives your probably thigh like a slap of like, camaraderie, basically.
Lenny starts slowly getting onto the ship, but he's like, the more he gets on it, the lower to the ground he gets, until he's like almost crawling, digging his claws into it, just like to hold himself on until he finds a spot he can just like clench to.
Yeah, and this skyship is not fancy at all. It looks like a very rudimentary one, where basically this guy like flies from place to place, and it's basically one for shipping. So there's not like plush leather chairs in here. It's basically the shell and empty space, tethers to tether things into, and doors that like slide open.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a mast?
No.
For like, is there like propellers? Like, what kind of?
Oh yeah,
there's
propellers. It more or less looks like a cross between like
a ship and a helicopter.
Yeah, like one of the like Vietnam like giant Airbus helicopters.
Yeah, so he's going to find like a mast or just the sturdiest looking piece of wood he can, and he's just going to like wrap his arms and legs and tail around it, and he's just going to sit there.
Yeah, Gearbox is like, now, like, come over here, and he like takes like there's like folding chairs on the sides, and he like folds one down and buckles you in, and you're pretty much strapped in there.
He's holding on to that as hard as he can. He's not moving.
Oh no.
And Gearbox sets some bags just by you. You gotta puke. Just puke in these.
Sky is sneezing, y'all.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a sky sneeze.
Oh, looks like it's gonna be wet, rough weather. I can talk in this voice totally. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a bumpy ride, and hold on.
You did say we were going to be going over the clouds, didn't you?
Over, under, through them. Yeah.
This does not inspire me with much confidence.
Hey, this is the best airship in the few miles. And he, pats the airship.
Tell me this is the only airship within the next few miles.
Well, maybe the only one in this whole kingdom, but
I thought as much. And he goes on the ship.
Thank you for listening to Tales of Swordfall. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.